Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how I started my online business for less than $100. I have been wanting to make this video for a good little while now, and I have quite a bit of new people on my channel. So if you are new to my channel, I welcome you. I make a lot of videos about how to make money online, making money on Poshmark, things like that. So if you are interested in those sort of topics, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and make sure you never miss a video. I started my online business back in 2014, my first online business, which then became kind of the catalyst to my entire career. I was in college at the time. I was a broke college student. I think I was a junior at the time. And you know, it became one of those things that in high school I never really considered, you know, starting my own business as a way of life. But when I got to college and I started, you know, kind of seeing how businesses worked, and I was working a part-time job. So I was working in this local boutique. We sold mainly college football apparel. I live in South Carolina, so college football is really big here. Honestly, it's bigger than the NFL football. So I worked at this little boutique and we sold all of this college football apparel. We sold like jewelry. We also did monogramming and personalization on items that people would bring in and things like that. So it was just a little mom and pop shop boutique. I was the only person who worked there, except for the lady in the back who did all of the monogramming and the embroidery, and then the owners were there too. So but I ran the entire storefront by myself. It was probably one of the most challenging jobs that I've ever had, but it was probably the job that prepared me the most for what I do now. So I'm so grateful that I had that experience to pretty much run a boutique by myself. It was crazy, but I learned so much that I just kind of completely taught myself. So I worked at this college apparel boutique in Columbia, South Carolina. And so we sold these football jerseys that were blank on the back. So you could have the football jersey personalized. We could print them in the store, like with your name or your dog's name or whatever you wanted to put on the back of it. And we had them in the store, and they just were not moving as quickly as we wanted them to. So one day I took one of the jerseys and I put it online. I put it on the store's website. I taught myself how to edit the website. I taught myself how to add things to the website. And I put these jerseys on the website, and we still offered the personalization with the jersey on the website. And then, you know, the only difference was it was online, and we shipped them out to people all over the country who were ordering them. And they just started flying out the door. So we sold hundreds of them. It was crazy once I put these jerseys online, and that was really kind of my first insight as to what putting something online could do, the power of selling something online. So I worked there a couple months, and I started like kind of getting this entrepreneurial bug. Like I wanted to do something. I don't know, it was just something inside of me that was telling me I needed to do something. I needed to create something. I was watching Shark Tank. Shark Tank had pretty much just started around this time, and I had been watching it, and I just became infatuated with Shark Tank and all of these people who were entrepreneurs, and they were putting, you know, their life savings into these businesses and creating these products. And you know, I didn't have that. I didn't have any capital. I didn't have any way to go and get a business loan. I didn't have anybody to invest in me. So I wanted to do something. I wanted to start my own business, but I didn't know how I was going to do that without having a lot of money to create something or to manufacture something. But I was pretty crafty. So I started seeing all of these jewelry items and stuff that people were making, and I saw it and I saw that they were selling, and I was like, oh, well, I could do that. I can make things. So I literally went to Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and I bought a bunch of wire and beads and just started, like, I had nobody to teach me how to do this. I had nobody to show me how to make jewelry. I just started making it, like, by hand. Came up with my own method of making things. I didn't, you know, I didn't watch YouTube. I didn't go on Instagram or Pinterest or anything like that. I just started making it. And I think I spent probably around $40 on wire and beads. And so I started making this jewelry, and I put it in the boutique for sale, and people were buying it. I put it on Instagram to kind of advertise it, and people were buying it in the boutique. So then I started trying to figure out how I could put my jewelry online to sell it. And back then, obviously, if you made handmade items, the go-to online site was Etsy. So I started trying to figure out how to use Etsy. I signed up for an Etsy account, and I went back and forth for a long time. I don't know, I was terrified to list something that I had made by hand online for sale. I don't know why. It was just kind of this really intimidating thing, especially to somebody who had never really, like, you know, ventured into the online business world or sold anything online. And then you know, trying to figure out shipping was really scary, and I knew nothing. Okay, I knew nothing about selling online. I knew nothing about shipping. But I was just sitting in my college apartment one day, and I was talking to my roommate about it, and she was like, I think you should just list them. She was like, I think you should just post them online. I think you should put them on Etsy and just see what happens. Because I was all like, well, what if nobody buys them? And I was just terrified. So after she said that, I listed like 5 bracelets that I had made on Etsy, and one sold within a day. I had a lady buy, I think she bought a set. She bought a set from me, so she bought 3 at once, and that was my very first online sale ever. I remember sitting there and my phone went off and it went cha-ching. And it had never made that sound before, and I was like, what? And I looked at my phone, and sure enough, somebody had purchased something. Like, not just purchased something from me, but purchased something that I had made and manufactured and photographed and listed myself, which was crazy. Like, that was crazy to me that I made this item by hand and somebody bought it. So that was like my first aha moment of, I can sell things online. Once I made the first sale, it was just, wow, like, I can sell things online and I can make money doing this. And I don't have to, you know, I wasn't confined by a job. So like I could do it on my schedule. I wasn't, you know, being scheduled by somebody else. For the first time in my life, I was making money from myself, not from someone else. And that was just the first, like, mind-blowing moment of, wow, like, I could have a business. I could be self-employed. I could not have to depend on another person to pay me, because I was so frustrated because, you know, I was in college and I was close to graduating college, and nobody wanted to pay anybody over like $10 an hour. Nobody wanted to give anybody 40 hours a week, because then they would have to pay for insurance and benefits and things like that. And it was just becoming so frustrating when I was literally running this boutique by myself and I wasn't even making $10 an hour. And I had rent to pay and I had no benefits, and I was just growing increasingly frustrated. And then, you know, it was like every part-time job that I had, like, they didn't want to give you hours, they didn't want to pay you, they didn't want to give you benefits. And it was just, it was the most frustrating thing when you're going to college and you're trying to get a degree because that's what people told you to do. That, you know, you go to college, you get a degree, you get a job, and that's just not the way it works anymore. Going to college does not necessarily guarantee you a job. So, you know, this was really my first branch into the world of, I can make money myself. I don't need someone else to pay me to make money. So, you know, I started this business with $40. And then, you know, of course, the cost that it costs to list them online, I think it's 20 cents a listing on Etsy. And then just to ship things, which I charge the customer for. I'd had no idea how to ship things first class back then, so I would use the flat rate boxes, like the little small flat rate boxes, and back then shipping was like $5 on the flat rate boxes. So, you know, it's not like that anymore, but thankfully I've finally learned how to get a scale and ship things first class. But, you know, I started this online business with $40. I did go as I sold things, and I would buy more supplies and better supplies and tools and, you know, things to better my business so that I could grow. And then from making jewelry, that led into my reselling business, where I started buying clothes to resell as well, which I will save for another video because that's a whole other story. But, you know, making this decision to take a few dollars and to, you know, go on a gut instinct and start this online business led to my entire career of what I do now. I have multiple streams of income, of course. You know, I do, you know, handmade, selling, YouTube, all sorts of things that just making this one decision led me to. It led me to making thousands and thousands of dollars just from spending $40 to start this online business. So, you know, I make a full-time living by myself. Like, I don't depend on other people to pay me. I don't have to worry about, you know, being at work at a certain time. I don't have to worry about, is this person going to give me hours? Is this person, you know, going to pay me what I deserve to be paid? I don't have to worry about any of that because I figured out how to work for myself, which is the most liberating, empowering thing that you could ever do. Even if you have a full-time job right now, you could absolutely start something as a side hustle if you can make something, or even reselling, or literally anything that you can do. You know, it completely depends on the person and what you're able to do. But there are so many side hustles now, and, you know, being able to make money online, it's, the world we live in is just completely technology driven, and there are just so many opportunities for people to make money online. So if you have this gut instinct, if you have something telling you that you are meant for something bigger and for something better, to run your own business and to make your own money, I strongly encourage you to follow it. You know, this was nothing but a gut feeling, and, you know, me feeling like I was meant for something more. So that is how I started my online business for less than $100. You can absolutely do it. You just have to figure out something that you can make or something that you can sell. If you're a graphic designer, you can start with nothing. You just need a computer to design things on. And you can sell your creations. It's so crazy. You know, I resell clothes too, and, you know, I get excited about those sales. But when somebody buys something that you made with your own two hands, and, you know, they spent their money on something that you designed and that you made, it's a completely different feeling. So I just wanted to share this story with you guys and hopefully motivate you if you're out there and you're thinking about starting your own business and you want to, and you think, you know, you need thousands and thousands of dollars to start your own business. You don't. Sarah Blakely is the owner, founder of Spanx. She's a billionaire, and she started her company with $5,000. And I know $5,000 might be a lot to a lot of people, but in the scheme of things, like, that was her life savings. She spent her life savings of $5,000, and now she's a billionaire, and she created Spanx. So, you know, she didn't have to spend her life savings. She was selling copy machines at the time. She could have kept doing that. But she went with her gut, and she spent her $5,000, and it completely paid off. So If you have a gut feeling, usually you should go with that. If you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.